Shifters hope that you enjoyed this rare and infamous moment that combines a first-rate disaster with genuine historical significance. But now it's time to take a deep breath as we prepare to temporally reset you. Are you ready?
Hey there, everyone. This is Christopher, and I'd like to welcome you to the Time Shifters podcast. On this show, Tom and I share our thoughts and reviews on movies and TV, mostly in the sci-fi, fantasy, and horror genre, with some independent film thrown in. So let's get the show started by, of course, welcoming Tom onto the show. Tom, how are you doing tonight?
Not too bad for a guy that feels like he's falling apart.
Yeah, welcome to your 50s, sir.
Yeah, I've been in here for a while now, but now it's really catching up to me.
It's the body just kind of reminding the brain, because that's my problem, is my brain still thinks I'm in my 20s or 30s, and every now and again my body has to say, no.
Yeah, totally there, yeah, but I need to glue myself back together again at some point, so we'll figure out how that works.
Yeah, excellent. You been up to anything fun?
Well, we're getting closer to the start of the semester for the university, so that's keeping things kind of busy. Had my before we recorded our last show, I had a trip to Georgia for a yoga style retreat.
Oh, interesting.
This is the infamous or famous, however you want to couch it, Diamond Dallas Page. He has a Diamond Dallas Page Yoga, DDPY, and a friend of mine and I we've been doing it anyways for activity, but he's been running these, what he calls Transformation University. And if you complete all of the tasks, you're invited to come to the studio and meet everybody, graduate, and participate in live workout sessions, which was very interesting to do. So, but I'm not a big wrestling guy, so the fact that all of this revolves around old school wrestling is the part where I feel a little left out.
Yeah, understood.
Yep. How about you? What's going on?
Not a whole lot. Work and home life and everything has been, keeping me occupied, I guess, for the most part. Just a little this, little that going on. I have found some time to watch some films. There was a movie, I don't know what made me even think to watch it, but I dialed up the old, what was it, 2001, I think it was, the Final Fantasy, The Spirits Within.
Oh, okay, yeah. And I don't think I've seen that since it came out.
Yeah, I don't know what made me just, like I said, I don't know what made it pop into my head or why I decided to, I haven't really given it much thought.
Yeah.
But I was like, it just came up and I like, maybe I just saw it in the list of my films or, my DVDs or whatever. And so I gave it another watch. It's plot-wise, it's pretty been there, done that.
Yeah.
There's nothing terribly original, but it is interesting. I don't know that it really truly gets the credit it deserves for kind of, for its importance in the history of CGI and computer effects and film and everything. I mean, as far as that goes, it is, I think, a pretty impressive film.
Mm-hmm. No,
for 2001.
Yeah, no, it set standards back in the day.
Yeah, no, and I think there was, there's a lot of people that kind of feared it because they felt like Hollywood was going to try to replace actors, which is an argument that strangely has resurfaced, 25 years later. And then there's a lot of people, including myself, who truly did think that they were seeing a little bit of the future, on the big screen right there. So, yeah, it's an interesting kind of milestone, I think. And it's something to look back on now and kind of marvel at for the time in which it was made.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, it looks like I guess the technology now doesn't look as good as the stuff today, obviously.
Right.
But it's honestly not all that far off. It's a little uncanny valley with the faces, and that I think it kind of detracts in the film is the actual voice actors are like giving their all. And the actual characters on the screen seem very disconnected with the actual script and the audio in the film.
Yeah, I remember seeing that one in theater with a friend of ours, Steve, at the time.
Yeah.
Who was very much into it. And it was one of those... I don't know if this was the property to do that kind of work to. I know the game was very popular, and I guess still is. But if you didn't have any relationship with it, that's a big world to try to absorb in just that film.
From what I understand, it really didn't have much to do with the game in the first place. It wasn't a true, video game adaptations other than, it used the characters and I guess the basic premise, but...
Which then makes it weirder.
So it was just sort of like a story that took place in the same universe in which the game takes place, I guess is what it was.
I suppose, but yeah, I remember as pretty as it was for the time, I had a hard time getting into it.
Yeah, it is not a edge of your seat kind of film or anything like that. You do have to kind of make yourself, like I said, because the story isn't terribly, aliens invading and whatever, and is what it kind of builds itself at. But it does have an interesting kind of take on that angle. But it's one of those plots that if you start pulling and questioning, you question even more. So, yeah, I'm not sure why a bunch of alien spirits that just suddenly found themselves on Earth. Yes, I can understand why they're all scared and confused, but why they would channel that into let's go to war with the with the life forms on the planet.
Yeah,
I'm not so sure.
Yeah, no, yeah, that's just it. I barely remember anything of this film because of all of that. It just didn't connect. So,
yep. Yeah, I know it ended up bankrupting the company that actually did the CGI.
Oh.
They really bit off more than they can chew.
Oh, wow. I didn't even know that. That's amazing.
Yeah, I think it kind of destroyed them. They had hoped that the lead character would become kind of the first digital movie star.
Oh, okay. Yeah, they were a little ahead of themselves for that kind of thing.
They really were. I have to think they're all sitting back now watching the things going on and going, see?
Well, great.
We were right.
Yeah, you predicted something that you yourself was trying to pull off that nobody wants.
Yeah, that's true. That's actually would be a really great discussion. That would be a great panel discussion at a convention or something like that for people of the right age. In 2001, we would have been all over the idea of this digital star that could be in other films. I mean, I think it would have been accepted and been kind of like, oh, wouldn't that be cool? And now 25 years later, yeah, there would be a really strong, and there is a really strong pushback on that sort of thing.
Yeah, I was going to comment, of course, all the content creators that are out there had a wonderful little talking point video where they were like somebody working for a studio and the studio exec going over introducing AI movies, just flat out generated AI movies, and the employee going, nobody really wants that. But the guy keep going, but this is the wave of the future and this is the direction everything's going. I'm like, why? Who says? I'm like,
Mm-hmm.
and I love that whole there's all of this technology thrust that's coming, and I love the reaction to it as pushback, because it's time to stop just kowtowing, because just because you came up with a thing doesn't mean that we want it. So the market needs to push back as hard as possible when these things just don't sit right. Because, I mean, okay, now let's take the 2001 idea. Let's say they had actually pulled that off. How bored would you get seeing the same person, the same character in everything, ever unchanging, never growing, never adapting, never learning anything new, just always being that version of themselves in perpetuity? That's terrible. That's boring. Nobody wants that. And the whole point of making any of this is, I know studio executives just want the cash, but those that do these things do it because they enjoy it, because it's art, because it's an opportunity to show off their talents. You can't do that if it's just all AI generated. It doesn't mean anything.
No, absolutely. I do think films would get very boring, would get very, they start turning into the Kleenex films.
Yeah. The shampoo, rinse, repeat. It's just going to always be what you're going to get. Some different Hollywood today.
The Hallmark Channel.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, no, I mean, seriously, though, the Hallmark Channel's an excellent example. I mean, they've never made anything different. It's always the same thing. It's the same formula. And there's a reason I don't watch that. I get that some people find it as comfort food, but even comfort food is only comfortable if you branch out occasionally.
Yeah, as soon as someone figures out how to properly render AI plaid and
the world will truly end when like Lacey Chabert decides to be digitized forever, and she will forever be the recurring actress far beyond her years, because it's all she does now. More power to her if that's her thing, but I mean, I can't take a steady diet of that stuff.
It's a paycheck. I'll never knock a working actor for what they're doing, No,
of course not. But I mean, this year should be a fantastic example of what it means to bring new ideas to the table that, like the big juggernaut films that are out are like Obsession and The Backrooms. Those are low budget, nothing, very unique ideas put together, well acted, well, but they're originals. they came from nothing. They're not. It's not a story told. Although, yeah, we get that the same stories are told forever and always. But I mean, it's not part of a franchise. It's not. Yeah, those are the ones that are doing well, whereas everything else is really very much not.
You got the James Cameron that keeps putting out his Avatar films, and it's like, did anyone go see the last one? I
actually read a snippet where James Cameron is actually looking to set a retirement date where he just won't direct, won't make movies anymore. But he actually did come back and say he doesn't want an Avatar film to be his last film. So even he recognizes, all right, I milked that cow, and probably milked it way more than it deserved.
Yeah, and we've joked and talked about the Marvel films, that are just, they keep churning these things out, and they don't, the first Avengers, the first Captain America was, amazing, huge blockbuster hits, and the stuff that has come in the last 5-10 years, everyone went, oh, yeah, that's out. It made money. They've all made money.
Yeah.
But they aren't the, end all be all, because everyone's bored. It's like, oh, yeah, there's a threat and these guys are super powered and, they have to overcome but they have to overcome something within themselves first. It's like, yeah, we've seen this.
Saw the new Spider-Man movie too.
Probably.
No, because you literally just described what happens in that, but as if you couldn't. And without going into a deep dive on that, I did see that when it came out, like the night it came out. That's what we did. And I apparently have an unpopular opinion. It was like I saw it. The fight sequences, sure, those were fine, but it was another one of those Marvel poured way too much. They poured a gallon's worth of content into a shot glass of a film. So you had a lot of spillover. It's always setting up for the next thing, and I'm like, you're taking away from my enjoyment of the now. As much as I like that cast and all of that, it just after I got done seeing it, I'm like, what I saw is a preview for a next thing. And that doesn't feel right.
All right.
But I do want to talk about one thing since we started with your conversation around an animated thing. I watched something literally just 2 nights ago that I had put off forever, and only because HBO said it's leaving soon that I decided to finally watch it. It's an animated movie that won tons of awards in 2024 called Flow. Do you know Flow?
I didn't know. I believe I heard about it, back in 2024. I don't recall much about it, though.
Flow is a movie about a cat. There is no...
Oh, is that the one that there's no dialogue and everything?
No
it's
dialogue.
Just, yeah.
There's no dialogue. They are on a world very much like Earth with very much the same kind of creatures, but it's clearly not our world. It's different. So I have never seen a thing that was more beautiful, more serene, and yet very compelling. I could not stop watching it.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah, the cat character is, I mean, you are just drawn to everything the cat does. And because the animation approach is stylized like a fluid painting, like there's not a lot of hard lines. There's a lot of gradation in it. As detailed as each of the animals and the scenery are, they also have a fluidity to them, like they blend into each other, which is very cool. But yeah, I started watching it and I really couldn't take my eyes off of it. It was relaxing. There was not a lot of angst in it. I mean, there were things going on that were at some points even life-threatening to the characters that were involved. But it was also peaceful and calming. It was just, it was a joy to watch.
Nice.
And I haven't seen a thing in a while that was just an absolute joy to watch.
Yeah, well, you never got around to watching Marcel the Shell with shoes on like I recommended either, so...
Admittedly, I had forgotten that particular request.
Well, it sounds like I'm even more convinced that you'd enjoy it.
Yeah, no, probably. What you have to do is send me a reminder, and I'll go dig that up somewhere and watch it. No, I mean, if you haven't, I got a friend who's just oddly drawn to capybaras, and there was one in the film.
Oh, perfect.
Which was not expected. But yes, no, it was this weird mix of animals that all came together, and it's weird how it's clear without any dialogue, and none of these creatures should have anything necessarily to do with one another, how they still manage to find a way to create a bond between characters that you knew exactly what was going on and actually rooted for. And it was just so much fun. Can't recommend it enough.
Excellent. I will have to look that one up.
Yes, definitely. Good family film. Nice. Just a nice, good hour, 40 minutes of just joy.
Good. All right. Excellent.
Yes.
All right. Well, let's go ahead and take a break here before this gets the start of the show gets any longer so we can get to the film. We'll listen to a promo for another podcast, and then we get back. It's 1958's The Blob.
Hi, I'm Jeff Owens.
And I'm Richard Chamberlain. And we want you to join our club, the Classic Horrors Club.
Every month, Richard and I host the Classic Horrors Club podcast, where we talk about our favorite subject, horror movies.
Some of them are classics.
We all go a little mad sometimes.
And some definitely aren't.
What you see is real. What's done is done, and what I've done is right. It's the work of science.
But we love them all the same. We also have special theme months where we highlight the legendary stars.
And we head to the drive-ins of the past every summer for exciting double and triple features.
Hi, I'm Chili Dilly, the personality pickle.
And we even have occasional guests.
My obsession, and it is truly an obsession, I suppose, of Frankenstein, the True Story dates back to when it first aired in 2 parts on NBC in 1973.
So join the fun and listen to the Classic Horrors Club podcast today. Hosted by SoundCloud, we're available wherever fine podcasts are found. And for even more fun, check out the video companion on our YouTube channel.
And remember,
we sincerely appreciate your patronage and hope we've succeeded in bringing you an enjoyable evening of entertainment.
All right, yes, The Blob from 1958, starring in their first leading roles, Steve McQueen and Annetta Corsaw?
However you say that.
I'm going to go with Corsaw, maybe?
Sure.
Yeah. Anyway, she may be best known as Andy Taylor's girlfriend, Helen Crump, on The Andy Griffith Show. I did not know that.
I did not know.
This movie was filmed in and around Valley Forge, Pennsylvania. And in the film, Steve Andrews and his girlfriend Jane witness a meteorite crash in the woods and go in search of it. A local man also sees it and finds the rock in a small crater. Poking it with a stick proves to be the wrong thing to do, as the goopy contents of the rock attaches itself to his hand. He runs off in pain and is almost run over by Steve and Jane. They take him to the local doctor, where the doctor witnesses the material completely consume the man, and he and his nurse also fall victim. Witnessing the death of the doctor from outside the home, Steve tries to convince the local police of what's happened. After being met with the typical skepticism that adults have about quote-unquote kids and their stories about monsters, it ends up being up to Steve and his friends to try to keep the entire town from becoming the next meal for the Blob. The film's title song, The Blob, was written by Burt Baccarat and Mac David. It actually became a hit in the United States, peaking at number 33 on the Billboard Hot 100 chart.
Really?
And it was recorded by a studio group who called themselves the Five Blobs, though the vocals were actually all by singer Bernie Nee overdubbing himself.
Nice.
Since 2000, the town of Phoenixville, Pennsylvania, one of the filming locations, has held an annual Blob Fest to celebrate the film. The festival includes a reenactment of the iconic scene in which moviegoers run screaming from the town's Colonial Theater. I've not attended Blobfest myself, but I know several people that have and have participated in that, and they say it is a really fun time. The blob itself was made from silicone with increasing amounts of red vegetable dye added as it had absorbed people. It was the prop was actually bought by film collector Wes Schenck, and prior to his passing in 2018, Mr. Schenck toured the Blob and visited Monster Bash numerous times. So I have actually seen and touched the blob and lived to tell the tale.
Wow.
Yes, I have actually seen the original, or what's left of the original Blob,
Nice.
the star of the film.
Nice.
Yeah, it is actually very cool. I think it was, at the time when I saw it, I was kind of like, yeah, okay. But the more I think about it, looking back on it, I'm like, and I saw the Blob.
You did. Of course,
Now,
you've
what's
touched
your
what
history?
everybody else has touched.
Well, I try not to think about that. I don't know that I was really supposed to touch it too. I think someone wasn't looking and I didn't know better.
Oh, I got
sort
you.
of thing.
And you're the reason that the blob is no more.
Yeah, it was after his passing, it was sold to a private collector, I think I read. And as far as where its whereabouts are now, I have no idea.
It's in a box in somebody's attic.
Melting.
Yes.
Oh God, it's hot up in the attics.
Yeah. It's becoming the real thing now.
Yeah. What is your history with this film?
This is one that, again, I can say I know enough about it that I felt like I had seen it, and I know I've seen plenty of clips or parts during, like, Saturday matinee kind of thing, but I don't think I actually ever sat for the full film, so this would have been the first time for that.
Oh, excellent. Very cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, I definitely have seen this thing all the way through at some point, but
Yeah.
it has been probably decades.
Sure.
Like yourself, I probably caught it on a Saturday matinee sort of thing on television.
Mm-hmm.
I'm sure I've watched it on VHS or DVD or something at some point, but even that, again, would have been just forever ago. And I had so many images and thoughts kind of mixed in my head that I think came from other films that were not the Blob, but were definitely Blob-like.
Sure.
Whether it be the 70s sequel or one of the Quatermass films, I think it was, had some sort of blob-like creature that came from the earth that I think I always kind of
associated.
Even though it was that film's black and white, somehow I still had it tied into like, oh yeah, that's the Blob, right?
Well, and I'm always familiar because like any kind of movie or show where they go over old classic films all show all the same stuff about the theater sequence with the Blob oozing out of the door or through the projector room and all that. And like, yeah, I remember that stuff all vividly, but this was the first time I got to pair it with the rest of the film.
So yeah, that leads me right to like, what's your kind of an initial reaction to it as you were watching this?
As with many films like this, you're kind of like, where is the star of the film? The Blob doesn't spend a whole lot of time in the film. Not really.
That is a really good point. For the film called The Blob, it does do a lot of its damage off screen.
It does its damage off screen. It's always a mystery because no one seems to have been in the same room with the thing at the same time. I love the whole, and this is where we'll go ahead and pick on the kids. No one is prepared to believe the teenage duo, one of which she didn't see it at all other than when it was stuck to the old guy's hand. But yeah, our hero, Steve McQueen, which I get that this was like probably his first starring role. There's another one from 58 that he was in that I don't know that he was the star. But since he's the main line, I'm having a hard time connecting his long filmography to this film because he was not good at all. And then
you didn't think so?
No, I felt like he was he's just reading his lines. There's nothing connected to anything. and he's always staring somewhere, I know not where. He doesn't seem like he's engaged, and then on top of it, the fact that they just keep calling him a 17-year-old throughout. Like, dude, this guy looks... I realize he's in his late 20s at this time for this film, but you so don't look like a teenager. You look like you're going to be collecting your pension soon. So you practically look older than your dad. It makes it so entertaining at the same time as off-putting. Like, if I were in 1958, I'd be sitting there going, really? But I get, with time and distance, it makes it more amusing.
Yes, yeah. I mean, they're only off by a decade on his age. Yeah,
sure.
And I think his co-star, she was only I think 2 or 3 years younger than he was.
Right.
So
she at least almost looked like she could have been a teenager. And I think it has everything to do with the style of dress more than anything.
Yeah, she could have passed herself off as a college girl.
She could have, yeah.
For sure.
And honestly, why we didn't just make these people college age either. I mean, nothing was beholden to the notion that they were teenagers.
Yeah, other than the people who referred to them as, oh, come on, you were 17 once kind of thing.
Right, yeah. I mean, there was no connection to that age. No, nothing like that drove any of it. Since they're all still driving cars and hanging out and all that, you could have easily made them college age, and that would have been fine. And that would have been more appropriate, I think. You still wouldn't have believed them because they're college kids. They're all horsing around anyway. So,
right.
Because that was the way that all worked in the late 50s anyhow. So, but the other thing that hit me right away is how ineffectual the doctor is at the beginning. When they bring him in, there's a foreign substance on this guy's hand. And I get when he first came in and you just see that, you're like, oh, he's gotten some sort of goo or acid or something. Something's on his hand. He doesn't necessarily know what to do about it right away. I get that. But he keeps going over to the gurney and then pulling up the thing covering the guy. And it's obviously growing. It's further down his arm than when he came in. And the most you get out of the doctor is kind of a, huh, and he throws the blanket back over him like, dude, aren't you concerned at all at this stage?
I got a kick that at no point does the doctor ever put on gloves.
Nope. No gloves, but I mean, I get that he's just the little town doctor, more or less. That there's not a institute of science nearby, or even necessarily the hospital might be another town over or something. I get all that, but when this thing starts clearly getting bigger and he has no idea what to do with it, he hasn't taken any samples, he's not trying to take it off, he's not helping this guy even with pain.
Well, he did. No, he gave him something. He gave him a shot a couple times.
Oh, okay. Well, the point is he is not doing anything proactive. The Hippocratic Oath is kind of out the window with this guy.
Yeah, he pretty much he kind of looks at it a couple times. He leafs through a bunch of medical books and then calls his nurse and says, yeah, it's this thing, and I'm probably going to have to get ahead of it and amputate. All right.
Yeah.
I think something like that shows up in your office or whatever. I think the first thing to do would be, I'm going to call an ambulance for the hospital.
Yeah. I need help. This is not, I am not suited for this. But
exactly.
None of those efforts are, well, hell, even if he's small town doctor and all that, given this kind of era and all that, you would have thought even maybe a call to the police to go, hey, can you come take a look at this weird thing and then help me get him to the hospital?
Yeah, something.
Yeah. But yeah, no, there was no immediate care given. to this situation, and the fact that it just balloons out from there is almost silly. But yeah.
I didn't mind Steve McQueen and his acting in
really?
this film. No, I really didn't bother me. I think he was just sort of a little bit of a quirky character. He just plays it off as, he's always kind of fiddling with stuff and a little kind of, as when he's talking, he kind of does that, the nervous kind of thing and whatever. And you kind of get the impression that sometimes it's an act and other times it's just, I'm trying to think of a good excuse, so I'm just going to keep playing with things until I can come up with something. And like, okay, I've seen this kind of action before. I've probably done this before.
Yeah. To that, so maybe he mastered being a 17-year-old.
Right. But no, I didn't mind him too well. I think he did as well as what the kind of script would allow, I think.
I suppose. I just found him his delivery a tad wooden and yeah, the whole film as a classic and actually as a creature, this is a fascinating idea and a fascinating concept. And honestly, I put, since we just did our stuff with Ben the last time, the Blob kind of sits in the same category as the alien from his film. It just, not necessarily aware of anything, but out to do whatever it's doing biologically, it's going to do. So that's kind of cool, but again, for when we even get around to the whole idea, there's actually something going on with this Blob, we spent a great deal of time at the start of the film just talking about not believing the kids.
Yeah.
To an insane degree did we spend time not talking about or not believing the kids and not doing any real investigative work. They didn't try very hard. The whole loose thing, hey, the kids dropped off an old guy with that, but because the one lady is who the doctor called before the kids showed up, they believe her over the kids. And like, why? I mean, clearly something has happened in the house. The kids have a story that might tell you more about that, but you're willing to believe the lady that says he went to his conference or whatever, and now all of this is a break-in? Kind of a stretch.
I mean, yes, I can't disagree with you, but I actually kind of liked how it was a great way to keep the doubt with the kids' stories, because everything she was saying was completely reasonable and logically made sense. So I kind of liked that. I kind of liked that aspect, and that just added to the frustration of Steve's. I was going to say Steve's character, but the character was Steve in the film. Added to the kids' frustrations, and it does make them go down the road of like, okay, authorities isn't going to help us. It's up to us. It's that classic 1950s. It's up to the kids.
Yes.
There's bunches of films like this because, you want to put the audience in the role of the hero.
Oh yeah, no, and the late 50s, early 60s were all rife with the so-called teenage set, always played by late 20s, early 30s people. But they were always the ones that were the heroes, were the ones that you need to listen to us. And it's a generational thing at that time. It's the era of the boomers.
Watching this film this time around, and being that it was so long since I have seen it before, fortunately it's been so long that I don't really remember what I thought of it before.
Right.
But this time watching it, I do admit that I found it really creative as far as how they um, they did the effects and everything. Considering the Blob was only, a piece of silicon about, maybe a big glob that was a foot or a couple feet around. And they used some really great miniatures and other sort of trick bits of photography and everything to make it seem like it was enormous. When it attacks the diner, they literally used like a photograph of a diner and like just made it so the Blob would roll off of it, and then just use that film in reverse to make it look like the Blob was covering the diner. I think that's just so many of it. It's just little bits and very clever. And you could see that there was moments where it would kind of cut from the real to the miniature. It would just be like this quick little jiggle in the film or something like that, and then the Blob would come through the projector, the holes in the theater and stuff. And like, they did a really great job with that for this.
They did, yeah. No, for all of my objections with the overall story, the dialogue, the acting, and music. No, the Blob itself and everything they did to make it part of this film was the draw. It's part of why I kind of wanted more.
Right.
I was disappointed the star wasn't in the film as much as I would have liked.
Yeah, no, extremely creative. And yeah, the music. You mentioned that it is so bizarre that this film starts with such a fun. You can't help but say it's a fun song, and you're sitting down wondering, wait, what kind of film am I going to be watching here?
Yeah, I'm like tuning into Beach Blanket Bingo. It had that vibe to it. This is not the music or tone that I would set for this film. And it didn't get better. Like, throughout the film, at no point did they ever think, maybe we should put some moody music in here when the Blob is moving around and devouring people. No, we'll keep it hip.
Yeah, or I don't remember a whole lot of a score throughout the film anyway. Pretty much you had this great theme song.
Yeah.
And then the movie starts, and then I think it was kind of, I don't remember hearing really any music after that.
No, not really. Or if it's in there, it's just standard background movie noise, kind of film making music. Yeah, it was.
No, my wife watched this with me. It was the first time she'd ever seen it at all.
Yeah.
And that song comes on, and I think she was sitting there thinking, did you dial up the right movie?
Well, I tell you what, which was even weirder, and I can't tell you, this is completely a tangent of a sort, but when I was pulling it up on HBO to watch, their preview cut on the screen was all in black and white. And I'm like,
oh, interesting.
Like, I know this is a color film. I'm like, where's the black and white? And it's a shot from the diner, no less, because it's got the cook in there, and he's there, and the four of them are all waiting for whatever's about to happen. Like, I didn't gather that, but yeah, with the music too, I kept wondering when I turned it on. I'm like, did I get a black and white copy that I'm not aware about? Because they put the Criterion Collection stuff up, and that's all in gray. I'm like, okay, you're not telling me anything new here. Took a few to get in there, so then you throw in that music. I'm like, okay. I'm having a weird vibe all out of the gate, and I'm like, this is not feeling like I'm going to watch a horror movie.
It is, this film as a whole, I think, is probably the best B movie that came out of the 50s. I think it really is a B movie.
Sure.
But it connected.
Yes.
For some reason. And it's just a really fun and good B movie.
Oh yeah, no. Every complaint that I have about it only kind of makes it a little more endearing, because it's just goofy. It's goofy fun. The creatures actually decently thought out. And what effects they do make it convincing enough for how they tell it. You could take this a whole lot further than they did, but it just played interesting. It just so slow at the beginning though. We had. God, I felt like we spent a half hour alone on the so-called little in reverse car chase. Or drag race that they did, and then the interaction with the cop. I'm like, are we really devoting this much time to this?
Yeah, the film does pad itself out a bit with a lot of the human drama, I guess, if you want to call it that. And there's also moments where there's lines and descriptions of things where, like, yeah, okay, congratulations, you got a full 60 seconds out of this where you didn't need it. Like when they discover that the grocery store is still unlocked.
Yeah.
And Steve McQueen goes into this whole, well, gee, by this time, Mr. So-and-so, well, he usually blah, blah, and he cleans this and this, that. He goes through this, like, checklist of things that the guy, Mr. Whitaker or whatever his name was, does, and then he locks up. And, like, why did you have to give us all of that?
You gave us all that, but then this town is clearly smaller and more intimate than Mayberry itself. It's just everybody knows everybody else's business. And we're going to hear every minute of it.
Well, I do think, coincidentally, it was his father's store, which is why he knew so much about it.
Oh, okay. That's at least something. No, but I mean, we had to learn about, I forget which cop it was and his time in the war. And we made a big deal out of that.
Yeah, I think the kids know about my war record. They're out to get me. And they're like, okay, we've got all this, but now I'm wondering, what about your war record?
Which doesn't, other than I guess we're supposed to understand he was a sniper or something, since he gets the act of shooting the electrical line, and like, well, if he had missed, he could just shoot again. Like, we don't need a hardcore marksman. You're not that far away. But I like, all of you could just pull your sidearms out and keep shooting till the damn thing falls down. This is not an integral part of the story.
Yeah, that was an interesting character trait or thing that they kept doing and bringing up. And all right, interesting, sure. I also got a real kick out of the fact that even in 1950s, you can't kill the dog.
Yeah,
because they had to throw in the woman Jane is like, oh, the dog, and one of the kids, oh, that little brown one, yeah, I saw it running down the street.
Nope.
You never see it again.
No,
I'm amazed. I am amazed at the end of this film there wasn't a scene with that dog showing back up.
Yeah.
Oh, puppy!
You wanted the end of the episode scene where everybody's and there's the little doggy next. Oh, Skippy, how did you?
Yeah.
Carrying a bone that came out of the blob from the indigestion.
No, I was very surprised that we didn't see the dog again. It was we just get a line drop that they saw him running down the street. He's fine.
It's hysterical.
And then I really got a kick out of a line that plays a little more poignant now than I'm sure it did in 1958. After they've subdued the blob, they figured out, it doesn't like cold. Mm-hmm. They were able to wrangle it in with the fire extinguishers. Again, mostly off screen.
Sure. Seeing as how I coated an entire diner and they got it back down to at least the size of a Volkswagen Beetle.
Right. that the government is going to airlift it to the Arctic and drop it there where it'll stay frozen forever. And Steve McQueen has that great line, well, as long as the Arctic stays cold.
Yeah.
Like,
yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, I laughed out loud at that comment. Like, that didn't age well.
I don't know. That makes me think that there's that 2026, 27, whatever, is ripe for another Blob remake.
And thank you for the segue.
Or sequel.
That was the, because especially since they ended it with the end, question mark. How awesome would it be to literally start a new movie at some crate that's falling off the edge of an ice shelf that is melting into the water, and then we have to endure it growing as it comes to someplace more temperate for itself, starts literally feeding off of the sea life until it makes landfall again. Like, could have a ton of fun with this. And could go total body horror with it, with melting bodies and people partially getting away but losing parts of themselves in the process. You could have a lot of fun with this. I want to make the 2027 Blob movie.
I think it is definitely right for a true sequel to the original film, and you definitely could make it a kind of a climate change parable.
Oh, absolutely, especially since now the only option would probably be to fire it off into space. Assuming you get it down to the size that you can.
Which, of course, then you do an end credit scene, or with a 1,000 years later, and it's crash landing on some other unsuspecting world.
We could tag it into any of the other array of movies that we have seen where we're now off world, but come back across it's almost like the Aliens thing all over again. We just start running into parts of the Blob everywhere.
Mm-hmm.
Could even, oh man, if you had the wherewithal to do it, you even managed to sneak it in to spots in other films because you've had the Blob shatter for some reason and scatter, and it doesn't need to be a part of anybody's plot. It just needs to be a thing that people acknowledge in the background. Like, oh yeah, we had a little Blob incident over there. We had to freeze it down and move it on.
Right.
The gift that just keeps on giving.
Yep, the Blob universe. I like it.
I'm on board. Let's do this. We're going to put Jell-O back on the map.
Oh, there's your great tie-in right there, too.
Absolutely. And now all of a sudden...
Product placement.
Yeah, those Jell-O salads with all the things in it. Now you can make it fashionable again.
Yeah. All right, well, moving on. Disappointingly, no social media.
Really?
I don't even know why I bother anymore. I'm calling you all out.
All both of you.
It really annoys me. It really annoys me when you do the whole when you like the post. Some of you share the post. None of you give me your thoughts on the post.
Well, I would.
Now, I know most of you are really behind on your podcast listening. You probably won't even listen to this one for weeks or months or whatever. But yeah, I'm talking to you. You know who you are.
I love the approach of shaming our audience.
I even tried guilt tripping them on the Facebook group, and I got nothing.
Yeah, I saw.
So, yeah. I'm done with you.
And there goes...
Leave a comment. I don't care. Whatever.
And there goes our listener. That's hysterical. But yeah, no, I'm a little surprised no one had anything to say about the Blob. I mean, it's... people know the Blob.
Yeah, well, yeah.
So, I don't know. Would you like to hear from the professionals?
I would actually I purposely skipped over all reviews of the time because I wanted to hear it from you first.
Thank you, Wiki, because finding anything that was of the day was a little more challenging. But I did get two good ones. So from New York Times, Harold Thompson. He's in this quote. He's referencing Irvin Yeworth, the director. Goes, unfortunately, his picture talks itself to death, even with the blob nibbling away at everybody in sight. And most of his trick effects, under the direction of Irvin S. Yeworth Jr., look pretty phony. On the credit side, the camera very snugly frames the small town background, a store, a church spire, several homes, and a theater. The color is quite good. The blob rolls around in at least a dozen horrible-looking flavors, including raspberry. The acting is pretty terrible itself. There is not a single becomingly familiar face in the cast, headed by young Steve McQueen and Anita Coruscant, or however we decided her name is. But generally not a favorable one. And this is literally somebody that even in the full thing described going around the corner to the theater where they saw this on that particular night. So, but I'll take a little they're not quite right about the effects. I think the effects are actually pretty solid for a film like this.
Oh no, absolutely. I think it could have been a lot worse, and if it had been, we would not be talking about the Blob.
No.
60 some years later, 70 years later.
Yeah, no, this would have disappeared fully into. The only reason we'd know it is it would have disappeared fully into the MST3K parlance.
Yeah.
But yes, no, it doesn't. It achieves a little bit more than that. But yes, I'm with him on the acting and all that. From Variety, we had a staff writer credit only. Neither the acting nor direction is particularly creditable. McQueen, who's handed star billing, makes with the old college try, while Coruscant also struggles valiantly as his girlfriend. That's as much as we got out of that. But
oh wow! Okay.
Again, not impressed with the casting or the acting, and I know you're okay with it all, but I see their points.
Yeah, no, okay. I will admit that I am probably a little bit more forgiving because as many films as I've seen of this era that are far worse.
Oh, sure.
Examples of middle-aged people trying to be teenagers and B, bad acting,
right?
And it being passed off as a film. So I'll admit that I am probably a bit more forgiving on that front.
You're also taking it from the genres to which we tend to, whereas these are the critics that would be out there seeing whatever's also the best of the best for that year. And if you put this against that, this is going to suck.
Yeah, no, absolutely. I am not going to compare the acting in The Blob to the acting of something like 12 Angry Men or something like that. Absolutely not.
No, so I do get where they're coming from, but yeah, even pulling up real quick, in 1958, we were treated to things like Vertigo and Touch of Evil and Cat on a Hot Tin Roof. If you're putting up Steve McQueen's appearance in The Blob next to those, you're gonna go, yeah, this is not that.
I think it was so funny. I read that Steve McQueen, of course, just trying to be a jobbing actor, trying to get work.
Sure.
They offered him $2,500, $3,000 or 10% of the profit.
Yeah.
And he's like, "Nah, just give me the just give me the money because I got to pay rent and I got bills to pay and everything like that. The thing went on to make like $3 or $4 million.
Yeah, but you can kind of see where he's coming from.
Oh no, absolutely. He did not think it was going to do well.
Yeah, let's see, guaranteed cash or big question mark. I can't pay bills with a question mark.
But I don't think he was bitter about the film or anything in his life. I didn't know or had forgotten that Steve McQueen died really young.
He did, yes.
He was only in his, like, I think 50, 51, something like that when he passed away. And I read that he actually did have a poster of the Blob on his wall.
That's too funny.
So,
I mean, it's his first starring role. And I looked at some of his filmography, not being all familiar with everything. But everything before this was TV work. Mm-hmm. And way back then, TV work and film work were way different animals and seen as such.
Oh, yeah. It was a big deal to be in a film because TV was looked down on compared to film.
TV is work-a-day acting, whereas film is art.
Yeah, it's really only in the last, I'd say, 10, 20 years that I think television and film have kind of found themselves on equal footing, and you can thank like streaming things like Amazon and HBO and all the originals, Netflix, of course, and all their originals that have kind of helped even that playing field. You can
even thank late stage cable, basic cable, AMC, and the rise of things like Breaking Bad. Those are the kind of things that set the stage for TV could be better than film if done right. Mm-hmm. And so he lived in a way different era. So yeah, I get that he may have not been the crown jewel of his career, but it is the one that got him in front of people so that he could do the next thing and the next thing and the next thing. So,
oh, absolutely. I'd be very curious to find out what like Jack Nicholson's thought of his early Roger Corman films were. Right. Does he cringe or does he like, hey, I'm Jack freaking Nicholson.
In fact, after all of this, I think we might even need to incorporate honestly, I don't know that I've seen in entirety any Steve McQueen films. Like, I know of them. Really? I've seen bits and pieces of them. But yeah, I'm not familiar with that. So I think it might be fun on occasion we visit the thing that started somebody's career and then go see what it is that they got known for and see the differences in that.
Can we watch Bullet? Because I want to watch the car chase. Again.
And the car chase is probably the only thing I remember from Bullet. So we could totally do that.
Yeah, excellent. All right.
But yes,
cool.
There, I've got a show idea while we're at it, too, where we can take actors from their we take the big names from history and maybe watch something really early versus something they're known for.
Yeah. So, look for something down the road.
Yes, this is the beginning stages of some of our future, perhaps.
Yeah, but I like that idea. That'd be a lot of fun.
Yes.
The jaunty little tune that opens this film kind of inspired me. Being that I'm a bit of a fan of the beach blanket bingo type of film and that sort of thing. But I wanted to still tie it in a little bit more into the horror because of the Blob and everything like that. So I thought it might be fun to do an MST3K Unriffed episode for the horror of Party Beach from 1964.
And I can honestly say, I don't know if I even remember the MST3K for this one.
It's a later one. It's from one of the Sci-Fi Channel. Yep. It's a season 8.
Yep.
It was season 8, episode 17. I remember it being one of the better Sci-Fi Channel episodes.
Okay.
But I am curious to watch this film because I know it's going to be one of those films where I think a lot was probably cut to fit the time slot available to them.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I think there's going to be like moments that are going to like, okay, why that doesn't make sense. It's funny as a joke, but what happened? And I'm guessing it's in the movie, but not in the MST. I don't know. It's a monster terrorizing a bunch of bikini-clad kids on a beach with rock and roll music. I think it might be fun.
How can you go wrong?
Exactly.
No, this should be a fun watch.
All right. Well, I'm not going to actually ask you to, send anything in if you've seen the Horror Party Beach and want to send your comments, because I know you won't.
Oh, this is the one where you're going to get deluged. Oh, this was one of my favorite films of all time.
But I'll just say thank you for listening, assuming that you are, to the Time Shifters podcast. You know what? You want to send your thoughts or not? I don't care. Whatever. Do you know how to do it if you want to? You go ahead and leave a comment on any of the social media. Reach out via email, et cetera, et cetera. Follow the links in the show notes or head to timeshifterspodcast.com.
Oh, and then please, dear God, just for his sanity, take a minute. At something, please consider leaving a rating or review. It really helps more people discover the show, and who knows, you might save Chris's sanity too.
If you're feeling extra generous, and maybe this takes less time than leaving a comment, you can toss a little support our way at Ko-fi.com/TSPOE podcasts. Now, every bit of that will go towards the costs of web hosting and production. The show will always be free, but any help is truly appreciated.
That's right, folks. If you don't have comments, send cash. Or if you like stuff, perhaps a little blob on the side. Not that we have that to sell. Check out our merch at TeePublic or Dashery. Links are in the show notes or on our website. You'll be helping us out and supporting some awesome independent artists at the same time.
That is going to do it for this episode. I guess thanks again, or first time, or whatever. I'm not bitter.
No, he's completely not bitter. You want to say goodbye?
Yeah, bye.
See ya. Maybe.